Hi everybody, welcome to Eating Peace. It's Grace. When I began to keep an eating journal long time ago, I bet you it's been 25 years, from the constant encouragement of a therapist that I went to see weekly. She would tell me, get that eating journal, begin to understand what your feelings are, write things down when you feel cravings or urges, when you feel overwhelmed with feeling, when you're wondering about food. Use that as the spark that shows you that something else very important is going on. I avoided doing that. If you've watched other videos of mine, you'll know that I say this. I avoided doing that for many weeks, and I finally obtained a journal, and I finally began to write in it. One thing that I noticed that was incredibly powerful, like a light bulb, one of those aha moments, as I began to review some of the entries that I had made over several months of writing consistently in my journal without trying to change my eating behavior. I understood the principle with that therapist of seeing what is going on, and that it will not be possible to actually dissolve or diminish or change this behavior until I understand deeply and almost have compassion for and love what is going on with me, so that I can see clearly what else I need, what would be actually a more enlightened or even a more exciting, wonderful approach for myself. As I began to see that there's other ways that I could work with my feelings of craving, then I could find a much better solution, a much better way to just simply be with food, be with eating, be with my body, feel it in the way it was and let it be as it was. Not so much management, not so much control. So one of these moments when this light bulb went off was looking and seeing, oh my God, I have a terrible time with anger. I am so opposed to anger. So the minute that I get a flicker of anger, judgment, sort of irritation, upset, it's really very related to fear, but I instantly want to suppress that and hide it. I don't want to actually go into my anger. I feel like if I stepped into it and it became okay, I would break things, I would throw things, I would be like running around like a raving person. I would be one of those people that yells at others and loses their temper and is out of control. What I didn't realize was that I was completely out of control already within, and it was actually quite an amazing choice. It was something deep inside me that it was a very strong value to not hurt other people. And if you feel this way, that's a beautiful thing. But you also need to not hurt yourself. So how do we work with that, these strong energies where you feel slighted or criticized or abandoned or attacked? What do? Because often, if that is unfinished and you don't work with it or see it or, I don't know, digest it in a way within, if you don't kind of handle it and let it move through you, then you're going to want to eat. I wanted to eat every time. I couldn't believe the pattern. And also, often it was a little bit of a delayed reaction. I would have some sort of interaction with a person. I would feel angry, and then a few hours later, oh my gosh, wow, I sure feel like eating a lot. Shove in the food. You know, it was very related to this experience of a dynamic of being afraid, really, with a person. Anger, for me, has been fear. Anger is like fear kind of pushed into this strong energy where I'm attempting to find power or some kind of a strength within it. So how do we work with anger? What do? I mean, it's such a strong emotion. It has nothing to do with food and eating. What do I do with this anger? How do I get it out of me? Well, first of all, the most wonderful thing that I have found really with almost any emotion and feeling, and food itself, is to let it be there. Let it be there as it is. Oh, that might sound so like, oh, that's just so simplistic. Let it be there. What? There's no answer? Seriously? I have to let anger be there? How am I going to do that? Well, I think there is a way to find this incredibly fine balance with refraining from expressing the anger in a way that is not going to really be something that works for you in the end. You don't want regrets. You don't want to be violent. Nobody wants that. You want to express love and connection. But to look at what it is that's scaring you. What do you think? What are you believing? What's going on when someone does something and you feel slighted or hurt or abandoned? What are you really afraid of? If you feel that spark of energy, I don't like her. I can't believe she just said that. She made me wrong. I was attacked. She's criticizing me. He's overwhelming me. He talks too much. I got to get away. If you just notice that urge to distance yourself from somebody, because it invites this energy that we're going to call anger, spend a little time there. Let it be there. In fact, welcome. What are you showing me? What do I need to see here? What's happening? Can I understand my relationship to this dynamic this person is revealing that is within me, where I'm scared? Refraining from violent behavior. It can be, this word refraining, I have learned within the Buddhist tradition through Pema Chodron. So she speaks about refraining and how sometimes people will say, oh my God, that means I have to completely repress myself, like refrain. You know, uptight, holding your breath. It's not that. Pema says herself, it is not that. This is just watching the impulse to act. So if you can refrain just for a moment, just let yourself watch this feeling of anger, notice what it is, and then again, write down or start speaking out loud. What is your anger? What is this energy saying? What do you want to express? What are you worried about? What are you afraid of? Watching this anger. If you need to, you can tear up a phone book into a bunch of bits and pieces, or you can take a tennis racket and hit a pillow and make a really loud noise. You can break something that you don't want. Sometimes I've heard of people before doing this wonderful exercise where they go to Goodwill, get a box of dishes, and then in their garage they smash things when they feel really upset and they're trying to work through their anger and see what needs to be expressed. You may then find, with all this energy that happens, that there are words that can come out of your mouth and be expressed rather than shoving the words down back inside of you so that they get stuck and trapped and you're just eating and eating and eating. To be comfortable with anger can mean to become comfortable with food and eating. That is worth it. That is so worth it. It's priceless. It's beyond being nervous about expressing anger. So if you want to do this exercise, try this. Sit down and write for 15 minutes about what you're angry about in your life. What has harmed you? What do you feel has caused you to be distressed and vulnerable and attacked any time in your life? This can go back to very traumatic issues in childhood. I'll talk about more of those in future videos. It can be scary, but you know what? It's completely worth it. This is serious business. This is about your life. This is about your way that you are with the most basic thing of life, which is taking in substance from this world, bringing it into yourself and becoming one with your environment through eating. It's a beautiful thing to feel. It's a powerful thing to feel. And if you need to, you need to begin to contemplate, morph, change, and understand that feeling that we're calling anger and fear. Because when you do, and when you can let it be there, when you can honor it, but not follow and do what it's telling you to do, which you can, anyone can do that, not follow what fear is telling you to do, you will find freedom with food and eating, just like I did. All right, let me know how it goes. Bye-bye.